slate and kind of roll my options again and play out how I've seen his, with the new knowledge of how Akamaru's decks are going to play out and how he's making his decisions. So we'll see. We're rolling D-Shift again, this time against NGE Shadow. We'll see if Akamaru can make a three-peat. He essentially 3-0'd Fatina in the first series, but now this is it. Everything is on the line. The loser is in second place, and the winner becomes a champion of Wonderland Dreams for Season 2 of the Shadowverse Open. Is it going to be Akamaru Red, or is Fatina going to be able to pick himself up, guys? What do you think?
Well, we're starting off. Hand, though. He's done something today. I know we keep talking about it, but he's done something today. I don't know if it's just he's got the stuff. I don't know what's going on, but this is not technically a bad matchup for him either. So D-Shift against NGE Shadow. You never really want to be on the side of NGE Shadow here, but you know.
My goodness, stop it! Stop.
I don't know if I can even say much more about it. Like, this is just crazy.
I think Fatina just gave up.
I think Fatina's going on a hard tilt roll right now, guys.
Oh man, this feels
I think we're seeing a fall from grace right now.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna say that Fatina, maybe the lineup was just more skewed than I thought. Either that, or maybe he just decided that he wasn't gonna bring D-Shift. Akamaru Red wasn't gonna bring D-Shift first again. I'm not sure, but my goodness. All right, Aya, talk to me.
Red. Okay.
Talk to me. Fatina, right now, if you're Fatina, what are you thinking about? Why did you just make that decision? What's on your mind? If tilt's not an option, let's get away from the tilt option.
Okay.
What is Fatina thinking right now in a realistic competitive environment? Why am I doing this?
All right, if I'm Fatina and I decide to concede that game, the reason that I'm doing it is because I'm basically taking away the D-Shift option for the matchup that I know I can play. So his decision now is whether or not he's going to be able to snipe out the Roach deck and not pick his Control Blood. So is he going to be able, because if he picks Control Blood and it's Roach again, he's in a lot of trouble.
Right.
I think
very interesting.
It's really interesting, and we've seen, I mean, we've had the fantastic opportunity to have the cameras on the players for a large portion of the round robin, and Fatina by far is one of the most emotional players that we've seen in the round robin, you know, and he really gets down on himself. Every single loss he takes, he is devastated by that, and the fact that Akamaru was able to sweep them 2-0 in the first series, I think that is a really big hit to kind of your mentality, especially if you go into the matchup already thinking that your decks got red, you know?
Right.
And one of the things to talk about, and I think this is one of Akamaru Red's strengths, throughout the course of the round robin, he always brought some of the most solid, consistent lineups, and I think that added on to the fact that Akamaru is very adaptable and can play a lot of different styles. Plus, he threw a wrench in the system in this particular matchup. Akamaru Red says, "Hey, you know, all the meta decks that I was running and the consistent lineups that I was running. Today, I'm going to be playing combo. Sorry, you can't make a read on me, you know." And
definitely
I think he really threw a
box.
curveball.
Yeah, he did. And I think so. One thing that I really felt like Fatina had at his strength was in the 2-deck 1-ban format. I think his deck building and his counterplay to his opponents was right on point. I think just like Rainey just said, that Fatina got thrown a curveball today by what Akamaru brought, and B, without a ban in the format, he couldn't ban something like a D-Shift, and it kind of just gave Akamaru Red a free win in the match.
Yeah. Well, we're seeing right now that Fatina did manage to get paired against Neutral Blood, but we saw this matchup before. You know, the same exact matchup we saw before. And
we see Akamaru Red actually have a curve this time.
Yeah, he has a curve, and it's a pretty good one.
It's a pretty good one. It's a 1-2-3-4 Alice. We haven't seen one of those in quite a while.
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing it today, because that's about to happen. And did we take notes on what Akamaru Red eats and drinks in the morning? Because I need to get up on that. You know what, man? I think that Akamaru Red has some of the best Wheaties that anyone could ever have. Okay?
Yes, he does.
This man has amazing. He read this tournament, or read his opponents, incredibly well today.
Absolutely.
Like, he came ready, prepared, and he's gotten 2 concessions out of Fatina. 2!
Yep.
Like,
One.
what?
2.
2.
So very amazing follow-up play by Fatina here, able to clear the entire board. So now the difference between this hand versus the last hand is the last hand had a lot of unaccountable damage, right? It had the Phantom Cat for 4, it had the Gilgamesh for a bunch. Now we see the Phantom Cat again. Okay, I was going to say he didn't have that now, but of course he's Akamaru Red, so he's going to draw it right before he needs it.
That sums it up right there. He's
So I was going to
Red.
go into a different talk, but never mind, Phantom Cat showed up in time, so... Alright, right on course.
You said it perfectly. He is Akamaru Red, so he's gonna have those cards just because he's Akamaru Red.
That's right. Now, there is no Gilgamesh to back this up. There's no double Raise Reclaw like we saw last time. Like, Akamaru Red had an embarrassment of riches last game. He actually overdrew on one of his turns. This game, not so much.
Of course.
Okay. Drew some other unaccountable damage here with the Hector in hand now. So he's got some push, but not as much as last game.
I mean, he's Akamaru Red.
All right, let's talk about Fatina for a little while. We're focusing a little bit too much on Akamaru Red. Fatina over
That's
here
fair.
has got a very solid hand. So turn 6, he's going to have to sweat, but he has Kawi into Nep for 7 and 8. So he's looking good this game as long as he can make it past next turn, which I think he's well poised to do so. This Phantom Cat's good, but it will be dealt with. And then beyond that, it's just Hector for direct damage and nothing really else for him. So I think the Kawi into the Nep this game is actually going to be really good.
This is interesting. He decides to Evo here to take that out. That's very interesting.
So even more interesting, if that Lurching Corpse wasn't top decked, there would have been no option to remove it.
Well, that's not entirely true. He did have.
Oh, we had the
zombie party.
That's
so
right.
he could
I
have
was gonna say
zombie
none of
party.
the followers were big enough to actually Evo into it, so that was definitely a thought.
Right. So that was interesting, but nonetheless, Fatina could actually start coming back here, taking the game over with the Kawi in hand. He's got the Nephthys with a follow-up turn, so he has the ability to gain a substantial amount of health through these Kawis and this Nephthys, which of course will pull Kawi. So now Akamaru Red might actually have some trouble.
This is interesting.
Now, if you're Akamaru Red, under no circumstances do you want to play something big here. So playing the Angel of the Word is actually a really good line because he gives Fatina minimal health instead of playing something big like a Gruff or Hector or the Phantom Cat that he just top decked.
Absolutely, but I don't know if it's going to be enough this game. So we see a perfect Nephthys here. We see a Death Breath now freshly drawn for Fatina to kind of finish this game up. I think he's
goodness.
Wow.
Yeah,
with the Lurching Corpse for the full clear, yeah.
Yeah, I think that Fatina is well positioned to win this game.
Yes. Played the matchup, knew it was going to be good in this matchup. Kind of got busted up last time by it, but this time firmly in control.
On the warfield, a shining helmet.
Now, Akamaru Red's going to opt to just ignore the things that are on board because there's no way he can deal with them anyway right now.
Right.
So he's just opting to ignore it, but he's not getting past these Death Breaths right now. He doesn't have Hungering Ward in hand.
I'm sorry.
His board is completely clear. Like he's not getting past this. He's
this
he's
is
not
too much.
voodooing his way out of this game. Yeah, he's not voodooing himself out of this game.
Exactly. Now, I would really be interested to see Fatina just kind of sweep the matchup going on the back foot here. Only because it would basically make these concessions that he's making just make a lot more sense. He's just like, I know the matchup so well that I know what decks I can't beat. I know what decks aren't worth my time, and I want to save literally all of my brain power for the important matchup.
I think that's fair, but I mean, at this point, this game is a done deal. Like this right now, I mean, he's just drawing cards to draw cards.
Yeah.
I mean, use all your resources, you know.
Phantom Cat's good here, but you know, it's not going to be enough. So Fatina getting back on track here, getting a game win under his belt. Yep.
But now he's gonna have to play against Roach for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and he still got Ramp Dragon in his lineup, which Roach also does well against. So,
And
he's got
honestly,
Control Bud and Roach.
what's
Sorry.
interesting in this matchup is now Nep Shadow's gone. So like I feel like that was your best option against Roach. So I think
Yes.
you're right. Roach is also very well poised here.
Yep. So Akamari Red has Roach and he has D Shift remaining, which are very good versus both of Fatina's remaining
Well,
decks.
D Shift was the free win at the first match.
Oh,
so
right,
I believe
conceded
that's
that.
that.
You're right.
Yeah. So
He conceded
like
that,
you
you're right.
said,
So he
D
still
Shift
has-
he removed the matchup.
Yeah. So yeah, he has Roach and he
This
still
one's
has the
for my
neutral blood that he
family.
just lost.
My
Yeah.
quarry won't escape that easy.
Yep, and this is a 50-50 matchup. This really just depends on how fast Roach combo can get online because Akamara Red isn't doing anything crazy. He's not doing Beauty and the Beast combos. He's not doing anything special. He's just doing straightforward Roach, and if it can assemble the combo before Dragon can basically win or set up board control, yeah. It's not the
what you
worst
wanna
though.
see.
These are all combo cards, so it's not the worst thing.
Well, it's not the worst against Dragon.
Right.
Because
Right.
Dragon's
Specifically
already going to be moving pretty slow. So drawing the Roaches like that naturally is not nearly as bad. In
It's
another
also
matchup-
hidden information. This
Yeah.
might actually, so this is kind of a situation that as a Roach player I know, when your opponent doesn't know that you have Roaches in your hand, you kind of don't play like they have them because you don't expect them to, and it can set you up for disaster sometimes.
Gotcha.
Basically not playing the ward on the correct turn because you don't think they have it, and they just randomly do, and you're like, oh my god, are you serious? He had 2 naturally drawn Roaches. What is this nonsense?
Yeah, you do feel pretty bad after that.
Mhm.
Just saying. So he's just going to jam. He's just going to fill the board, get in any damage that he can. There's really not much else he could do, so I mean, I think that's okay. He will be able to play APM next turn, and Fatina will actually be able to clear board.
I love the line of play from Fatina here. Getting rid of every single point of chip damage that Akamara Red has access to, I think, is a great play.
It's the best thing you can do in this matchup, for sure. But,
The hunt
I mean,
has
when you just
only
draw
begun.
nature's guidances, you know, it's just
This
it's
is
just fun.
insane. This is insane, okay? So, now, it's not like Akamara Red's going to be able to just bust out the gates, because he technically does have full combo, but that full combo is not going to be able to do 19 damage.
Right.
So, and especially after this Fervor happens, 20 damage. So, unless there's like an Angelic Snipe or a couple, he's still going to be a little ways away from killing his opponent here.
Yeah. Not only that, but we definitely can see that Akamari Red literally has. Wow.
Oh my.
Okay.
I can't believe
with
it,
this
dude.
I
I
can't. with this dude.
I can't
I
with
can't.
Akamara Red. So he still hasn't won the game. He's still at least a turn or two away. And Fatina is on 10 play points already. So if he decides to just go in here with Bahamut, he might be able to just take the game away before Akamara Red can win. So this is going to be really close. This really hinges upon what Fatina decides to do over the course of the next few turns here.
I can't with Akamari Red though. Like he's just
Dude,
drawing. He's
I
naturally
can't.
drawing all of his combo pieces. All of them.
It's all hidden information.
Yeah.
The only information that Fatina has is that there are 2 0-cost fairies in hand. That is it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
okay.
goodness! Stop it! Stop it!
Dude, Akamara Red, are you insane? How much damage is it? So he can cast Double Fairy, he can cast Angelic Snipe, so that's 3 spells into 4, 5, 6, which is 15, 16, 17, 18. So he's only got 18 damage this turn. Unless I didn't count the Angelic Snipe, he might have 19 damage, but it's not 20. He needs one more turn and or one more spell he can cast to do the full 20.
I just can't with this dude. Like, look. Okay, so usually you have to do a lot of digging to get your pieces.
Right.
Akamara Red just says, you know what, man? You know what? I don't need to dig. I'm just gonna draw.
Next turn on turn 8, he has straight up over 20 damage lethal if there isn't a ward. And if Fatina can't just win the game next turn, It's going to be over. He can deal 10, 11, 12, 13. He can deal 13 damage next turn, which is not lethal.
Right.
And Akamaru Red basically just saying, that 1 damage, I need to get rid of it just in case you can set up a lethal somehow.
Right. So, which we can see that he doesn't have.
Right.
But, I mean, well, that's not helping him.
That's game. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Akamaru Red? Are you a real person? Are you real?
Are you a real person? Like, do you really exist, man?
Like, if I'm Fatina, I'm sitting pretty. I'm like, I won this game easy. There are no roaches. There's no possible way you can have Angelic. Even if he didn't have the Nature's Guidance in hand, he top decked the lethal with the Fairy Sword.
Is this guy a real person?
Dude, I can't take this right now. I cannot take. I feel so bad for Fatina right now.
Yeah, not a real person.
I won't
Not a real
let you
person.
get away.
This man,
Akamaru Red, confirmed robot of Shadowverse.
yeah.
This is like you're playing against your godlike shooter. You're just like, how do they have it every single time?
Is this man real? Like, is he real? Oh, the public library is doing wonders for this man. Okay, Akamaru Red.
I want so much to see the video feed of Akamaru Red right now, of just like his face after drawing every single one of those pieces.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, so Akamaru Red only has to push out 1 win against 2 decks with this neutral blood deck. What I thought was his Achilles heel. Do you think he can do it, Aya?
Man, yeah. Because I you know what, man? I just can't bet against Akamaru Red, dude.
I'm feeling you, man. I'm feeling you.
I feel bad for being. I don't mean to sound like we're showing such favoritism, but it's so hard.
I feel bad. You know, I want Fatina to come back and win some games here. I don't want Akamaru Red to be drawn like this. This is insanity.
This is you don't see this, okay?
You can't make a better script for somebody to just like win a finals. You know what I mean?
Right. This is so disgusting, man. It is.
All right,
and
so let's
I
talk.
think. Okay.
Let's talk. Let's talk about. Stop talking about the train. That is Akamaru Red right now. This matchup, I think, is favored for Dragon very heavily. So when Spawn of the Abyss was in the deck, and it was this, you know, huge overlord of the game, I feel like Neutral Blood had the edge by a large margin. Play Spawn of the Abyss even empty into basically preventing your opponent from playing Bahamut. But now I think with the lead gain available to Dragon, I think that it can really come back and not really worry about the unaccountable damage that we were talking about that this deck can.
Right. I think, based on what we see right now in Fatina's hand, he's gonna have a really difficult time, I think. He has the Queen of the Dread Sea, and Akamaru Red's just pushing face. He's like, I don't even care. Like, his face all the time. And I don't necessarily disagree with that line either, with him just going face. But what I was saying about Fatina is he does have ways of being able to clear board in hand, but is he, with the current hand that he has right now, is he going to be able to stave off the aggression that Akamaru Red's going to be putting forth?
So I feel like, just like last game, Fatina's kind of in a great spot. He didn't know he was in a bad spot last game. Like, if me being the Dragon player, I would have thought I was winning that game for sure. But just like last game, he's ramping super fast. Again, he's going to be on 10 play points, not next turn, but the turn after, and he's going to be able to plop down Zeus. And with the current hand, maybe even something to go along with it if he chooses the Queen of the Dread Sea option.
Well, I mean, at the very least, we do know that Akamaru Red, in his list, I don't believe at all, has any way of being able to clear a Zeus and Queen of the Dread Sea. So he could just say, you know what, man? We're jamming it, and we're jamming all night long. I'm playing all these cards. I don't care about my hand. Deal with it. You know?
I think it's a great push because Scyther is the Dragon card you can pick just to take out a follower or even push more damage.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So
I like it.
I like this.
Going.
I love it. I love it. He's just saying,
to see
you
this
know what?
opening.
Yep. And there's literally nothing in Akamaru Red's hand that's gonna get him through this.
Let's play again.
There's nothing.
Nope. This is an insanely fast. I don't actually think that we've seen Queen of the Dread Sea played so fast. This is, I ramped to 10. I have exactly the right amount of cards in my hand to Queen of the Dread Sea, and I'm just going to push. And I'm going to say, you know what? You don't have an answer to Zeus. You're dead.
Yeah, this is over. There's no board clears in Akamaru Red's hand. There's no way of clearing the Zeus. Even if he did clear the Zeus, he would not be able to clear the Queen of the Dread Sea, which is lethal on its own. So Fatina said, man, your luck is irrelevant, bro.
That's right. You got good draws. I got good draws too, man. This is even better. I love this. We're going to a last game. Akamaru Red's draws. You know, like, I really hope, you know what, I really hope, just for my own sake, to get my own point on the scoreboard, that I was right about this neutral blood deck, saying that it was the deck. That was the deck that I didn't think was going to win.
Well, it is control blood versus neutral blood right now. So,
that's right.
I mean, control blood is very well poised to win this specific matchup. This is almost what control blood was designed to be. So
exactly.
Yeah,
it's a straightforward aggro deck. Yep.
Yeah. And again, while we've seen some incredibly amazing draws from Akamaru Red, it will look like that Fatina giving up that first game to get D-Shift out of the lineup is actually paying off.
Just not even taking his time to play against D-Shift, not even worrying about it, just saying, I know the rest of this matchup. I know how it should go. You got lucky last time with neutral blood. I'm not letting it happen again.
Oh, no, not a hand you want. You don't want those. The Revelation's okay. If he draws a Blood Moon, that will be very strong for him. But it looks like Akamaru Red he is going first, too. So there's that. And Fatina has a good...
I will say luck, like crazy, has been on Akamaru Red's side. He's been on the play with his aggro decks. He's been getting very good draws all across the board. But Fatina, regardless of all this, going second, not getting the best of draws. That last draw was pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
His hand is actually not bad, though. So if you think about it, he does have Vampiric Kiss. He does have Sabrewer. He has the Diabolic Drain. If he draws a Blood Moon, his hand gets instantly turned on. And it's really good.
And this is actually a match where Serpent can actually shine. Because as we saw, Akamaru Red doesn't have a lot of board clear options. It's mostly just about dealing damage to face. So if the board gets filled up with even 2 Maelstrom Serpents, it might be, you know, too good on a single turn for Akamaru Red to even come back from that.
Indeed. And what we're seeing right now is Fatina's going to have to play this Righteous Devil to take out this ward. And I know that has to feel bad for him because usually you want to play Righteous Devil when you have Blood Moon out or you're in Vengeance, just naturally. But Akamaru Red he hasn't pushed enough damage for that to take place. So this is basically just a vanilla 4-4 Evo, 4-7 Evo, sorry, that he played. And Lirio's going to clear this up.
I will also say that there is a stark difference between our EU players and the Rage players that we saw last week playing for the finals, essentially. Look at how fast the EU players are playing. They know what they're doing on their turns. They're not taking a second, glance to, recheck what they're doing. They're just on point. They know what their lines are. They're not afraid to play them. And this is just speedy Shadowverse.
It is really fast. And actually, from... caster's perspective, I actually kind of like that. I like that they're just, you know what, man, jam it, keep jamming. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
All right, so here we see the big push. There is a Diabolic Drain, like you said, to kind of stem the bleeding, but that's really it. There are Revelations there to clear boards, so Fatina's definitely not in a bad spot, and now Mask of Black Death. So now he's getting a lot of his options to kind of stay alive here. I like this. Okay.
Well, if he manages to survive a little bit longer, just a little bit longer, he will indeed be able to keep the board nice and clean because he'll have the rev. He has 2 revs, and if for some reason he would be put into Vengeance, he does have the Serpents to help take over the board. So
I've got something really fun to talk to you about right now. You ready for this?
Sure.
Maelstrom Serpent, when it first came out, what was your opinion of it? What was your opinion of it?
My opinion of Maelstrom Serpent was that it was going to be the control blood finisher of choice.
So and everybody hated you. Nobody believed you. What if Maelstrom Serpent is the card that wins NGE Finals?
Well, I will A, tell everyone I told them so. B, I would be a very happy person because I was one of the few people who believed in this card. Okay.
It's funny because we even talked about Maelstrom Serpent before the match, saying that it probably wasn't well poised, but in this particular matchup, it could be the defining card. I love it.
Yeah, it could be the defining card for sure. I like that Akamaru. Oh my goodness! Stop it. Okay, this is awesome. Oh wait, that's lethal. Akamaru, that's lethal.
That's it.
Got it. Razor
The
Claw.
Phantom Cat got the first damage with the Razor Claw.
Akamaru is the first place
Oh
winner.
my God.
Hold on. Wait.
Akamaru red.
Wait. This is a moment. Hold on. First of all, Akamaru red gets first. But wait. Okay. Aya Senpai, list me off the top of your head what deck